We're in the north part of Korea, in the region of Seoul, the capital. And we have the Korean national team welcoming Indonesia in this game day 3 action. 6,000 fans can pack into this arena. It's not quite full yet, but it's filling up really nicely. And this is the schedule for this competition window. And you can see Korea have 2 home games, and they welcome Australia here on the 24th. But they've got to get over Indonesia the first time. Number of changes from the first window, which we'll go through as we get closer to tip time. But let's check on the standings in Group A. Australia with the perfect 2-0 record, though. Korea did lead Australia going into the 4th quarter in the first competition window. Indonesia, as you can see, rooted at the bottom. A win in one of their 2 games in this window, absolutely vital if they are going to retain their interest in progressing to Saudi Arabia. Top 2 teams and best placed 3rd teams have the opportunity to still progress to Saudi Arabia. Indonesia made some changes across this roster after the first window. No Lester Prosper or Nagani Guntara, who the only 2 players who scored double digits in that first window. But they've added this guy, Anthony, being the 188 guard, now 30, really experienced. Multiple countries across Europe and Asia, has and multiple championship winner, let's not forget, in Bulgaria, Belgium, and obviously in Indonesia. The Korean national team also has made some changes, and none bigger than the number 1, Lee Hong-young. First time he's been with the national team since 2021. But the former Davidson NCAA player, currently in Australia with Illawarra, having a really nice season. Really effective and efficient across the early part of the Australian National Basketball League. We'll talk about it some more after the national anthems of both countries, and we'll start with the national anthem of Indonesia.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem. 양국 국가 연주가 있겠습니다. 여러분 모두 자리에서 일어나시어 제일 정면 상단에 있는 국기를 향해 서주시길 부탁드리겠습니다. We start with the anthem of Indonesia. 먼저 인도네시아 국가 연주가 있겠습니다. Please remain stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Korea. 이어서 대한민국의 애국가가 연주되겠습니다.
Oh, national team basketball more than the national anthems. Crowd, as you can see, really filling up in this Young Arena. Players will exchange those mementos at the halfway line. Going to look at the third team on the floor before we talk about the two teams. The officials for this evening's game here in Korea. Evgeny Mikheyev from Kazakhstan is the crew chief. Chi Chun Chuang from Taipei and Yana Nikosabaya from Kazakhstan make up the third team on the floor. As I always like to say, their teamwork as important as the teamwork of the two teams contesting this crucial Asia Cup qualifier. So Indonesia changes on the bench with Jonas Winard stepping up from the assistant's role to head coach the team in this window. No less to prosper, as I say, 16 points a game and 10 points a game for Ugasi Guntara in window one, with a major offensive threat for a team that really does struggle to score. And it's going to be interesting to see where they find points from against a Korean lineup that really does play a lot of defense and push the basketball at every single opportunity. But as we said, Anthony B, a championship winner in Bulgaria with Lukoil and in Belgium. Seen action in Italy and Poland as well, and spent some time in the D-League, so a much travelled, really high level performer. Really got to give this team some offensive punch if they're going to get competitive. Starting lineup for Indonesia being obviously in the backcourt, but it's the guys up front. Yuda Sutela at the point guard spot's going to have to help in the backcourt, but this team's going to have to rebound hard and take care of the basketball. Their two-point percentage in particular is really an issue for them. They shoot the three ball well, but they've got to get some offensive balance against a team in Korea that really does pride itself on its ability to shut people down. Spezic was the coach in the last window, but as I say, Jonas Winard takes the helm of this Indonesian national team. If he's realistic, he's going to look at this game, and to an extent, anything he gets out of this is a bonus. He's got to be looking to get the win over Thailand, put himself in a position to be a best placed third team, and that gives him a really realistic opportunity to perhaps to make it to Saudi Arabia. And there he is, Johannes Winard. Well, the Korean national team really does also have some changes that are really high profile, but Lee Hong-young at the forward spot is where they're going to ignite their offense. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal without Raguna, most efficient player in the first two games for coach, and Wu.
Here are the starting five for the two teams. From Indonesia, number 3, Brendan Juan, number 4, Amram Damar, number 8, Yuda Samtura, number 15, Lisan Gosashi, number 8.
So the TISO countdown to tip-off, 1 minute away from getting this Group A action underway in this Game Day 3 action. Fascinated to see the impact of Lee Hong-young. 4 years, well, nearly 4 years, 3.5 years since he last played national team basketball. He's really carving out a great career for himself. Initially in Japan and now in Australia.
Please stand for me of the blessing of Viva Secretary General Emeritus Dr. Yang Chi-hong.
There'll be a minute's silence for Dr. Wang Chi-hong.
아시아 사무총장의 서거를 추모하는 묵념을 진행하겠습니다. 모두 자리에서 일어나 주시길 부탁드립니다.
Right after that.
일동 묵념. 감사합니다. 모두 자리에 앉으시기 바라겠습니다. FIBA Asian Cup 2025 qualifiers.
Here we go then. Game day 3 action. Moments away. Indonesia have to come out of this game with a positive outcome. Their performance has to step up. Got to put themselves in a position to retain get some competitive part of this group. Korea looking to get ready for the huge clash against Australia. Well, welcome to Yuyong's gymnasium, and Indonesia will get a first look at it. And Korea come out with what looks like pretty much 1-2-2 matchup. Whistle on the play as Bean goes up early. No surprise, he wanted to get a first look at the hoop. He'll go to the free throw line. So Korea showed a really active and spread zone first time out. And I think we're going to see Anthony Bean put up a lot of shots. It's a 75% free throw shooter. In his professional career, around 75, shot 70% across his NCAA career. Gets the first two to drop. Nothing better, really. Get on the free throw line, get some rhythm going on that free throw. Nothing better than seeing the ball hit the bottom of the string. Opens out, perfect from the free throw line. Indonesia will try and make this quick. Baseline penetration, reverse layup, poor decision. And Indonesia in transition. They're going to swing this. They miss Bean out. Attack the closeout. Little floater on the baseline is no good. And Saputera really could have given him the perfect start. Career in the half court. Mid-range two is short. Doesn't get the roll. And they're going to call that defensive. Great work. Did all the work early, did Bayon Hyung. Do the work early, get the benefit. Great still, tremendous work defensively. Need to go and up, Bean for two. Shared the ball in the break, 2-on-1. Great execution, 5-0 start. Indonesia getting it done early. Off the glass for two is good. And gets it to drop. Interesting if Indonesia just try and spend some time with the basketball, try and shorten this game. Bean lifts. And that's going to be a travel. He looks surprised. I'm not sure if it was just his quickness that confused the official, but clearly the right call. No one within meters of Lee as he just takes forever to knock down the open two. No defense at all on the play. Bean has it in transition, will recycle. And they call a reaching foul. I think they're going to go after Bean on every single opportunity they have, make him earn every single point he gets. See, no one adjusts, wide open. Taylor inside and kicks. Doing a great job attacking the closeout. The floater is no good. Defensive rebound is hauled in by An Young-hun. And he'll give Lee the basketball. Nice look to the inside, but they can't execute it. Again, the wide open mid-range shot. They just can't get it to drop. And Indonesia just about clean up the mess on the glass. And Young-hun is going to peel himself off the floor. Jawato did the work on the defensive end, the number 3. Had 2 seasons in the Japanese league with Jawato. Bean, feet set, fills it up for 3. And if you keep your hands down, he's going to put it up. Indonesia with it nice. 8-4 start. 8 points are all with Bean. Long 2 is no good. And Indonesia will be quite happy if that's the option that Korea end up taking. Nice flash. High post jump shot is good. Kusasi just flash to the high post, beat the defense on the front cut, gets the 2. Young with a long, tough 3 is off. No one on the glass for Indonesia. Lee gets the offensive rebound. Foul line jump shot is good, and Lee Young-hung with the 2. Pensive, I think, is the best way to describe Coach Hong. Again, that high post is wide open. A little tough lean back off the Nowitzki-like with a 1-leg jump shot. That's going to be a blocking foul in transition as Saputera takes one for the team. Nice start, though. Indonesia came in here not having played well in the first 2 competition windows, made some changes. Looked like they've had a positive effect early stages of this one. Yuki Sang, inside out, skips it. The open 3 is no good, but Kisang gets it alive. They go straight back, same spot, same option. They let the 3 go, it's short this time. Defensive rebound cleaned up on the glass by Kosashi. Bean looks to shake, gets his feet set, knocks down the 3, and if they're going to play him that soft, he is going to have an absolute career night. 10 of the 11 of the first 13 points for Indonesia. Lee gets to the lane, draws some contact. I think they're going to call it on the floor. Korea will take the timeout with 5:26 remaining in the first. Indonesia have really come out the gates well. This soft zone for Korea has really given Indonesia a lot of confidence to let the shot go no bigger than Bean. Let's take a listen to the Korean timeout.
야, 지금 패턴을 지시해가지고 해. 속공이 안 되는 것은 준영아 빼가지고, 그리고 일단 리바운드 잡으면 윙 달려주고 주고 다시 잡아가지고 패턴 돌아가고. 지금 너무 단발 공격 심해. 알았지? 어? 불러. 이제는 맨투맨이야. 맨투맨. 그리고 저 승현이가 포스트 바터. 어? 자.
Well, I think we've seen the last of that zone for a while as Coach Owens gets his team back man to man, but they've got to find a way to try and make it tougher. They're not going to stop Anthony Bean, but they've got to make it tougher than they currently are. They called the foul on the floor as we thought. Bean has 11 points, hasn't missed from the free throw line or from the field. Bean has the defensive rebound to add to an ever-increasing stat line. Puts it on the floor and pushes. His block from behind, didn't get space at all. But Korea turn it back over. Great effort by Byung. Young. So important is Beyond for this team. Comes from behind, gets the block, great timing, and then pushes, and then just needed to relax and finish the play. Indonesia in the half court. Saputera moves it on. gets the handoff. Step back, tough-looking three is way off. Korea in transition. Bean breaks it up, will push it the other way. Needs a pass here to break down the defense. Great look. Foul on the closeout as Shin Seung-min takes one for the team. They're really worried, a bad place there. Korea had to foul. Indonesia obviously hosted, one of the hosts for the World Cup. The league is flourishing league. The national team, if they could step into a little bit of a higher level, and no one better than this man to try and do that. Bean steps back for three, is short. Defensive rebound is cleaned up on the glass by Lee Seung-young. Shin needs a pass, finds one. Long, 2 feet on the line. Seung-young's all over the glass. Broken up with 5 seconds on the possession. If there's a fear, that's the right word. If there's a fear, if you're an Indonesian fan right now, this start is impressive at both ends of the floor. Their defense is really active. Wide open in the corner. Lee is no good for the three. Offensive rebound again. If they could get on the glass. Lee in the lane, and one. Lee Seung-young. So much interest in how he's going to perform. Great cut. Super finish in traffic. Absorbs the contact, finishes the play, will step to the free throw line. And the issue for Indonesia on the glass for all to see. Already given up 6 offensive rebounds. They don't have one of their own, but they've shot the ball at a pretty good percentage. Now Korea up the floor will try and turn that three-point play into more points. Indonesia just about hang on. Taya, nowhere to go. And Korea all over the passing lane with B not on the floor. Now he's got it. Gonna have to put a tough one up. Little floater, they're gonna call that double dribble. Well, there you see it. There's in the last minute or so, you've seen the issue. Struggling on the defensive glass, and they really did struggle to get into anything offensively. Lee Seung-young gets himself a little separation, goes to the middle, spins in the lane, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line. All action, all quickness. Starting to take over a little bit offensively, puts it on the floor. Bean cuts him off. And Indonesia will take the timeout. Nice job, coach-wise, to stop that. Hope he stopped the little momentum swing that Korea have generated. 3:18 to go in the first. Johannes Wiener takes a timeout. Let's take a listen. Well, not hard to see. And here, coach's frustration. Indonesia just need a little help offensively. Let's word it that way. Lee Seung-young will go to the free throw line. Chance to make this a 2-point game. It's not about how hard this Indonesian team work on the glass. It's the work they do early. Try and box out, get position, against the bigger Korean lineup. Lee Hyun-young is having a season from the free throw line, 95% in the Australian League so far. Makes the first, and strokes the second. That's automatic. Bean has it. And as we said, they're going to try and make it as hard as possible. But Bean, I don't think he needs a screen. Puts it on the floor. Step has it ripped away. Little shovel pass for two is good. Bae Young finishes the play, gets out on the floor, and ties the game at 13. Bean's got to share it at times, as often as he can. And another turnover. Turnover city at the moment. Young for two is good. Defense becomes offense for Korea. It's a 9-0 run. Bean has it. It's much better in terms of their timing on things. And then someone else has got to step in and make the tough one. Can't get it to drop. Indonesia dodged the bullet coming the other way. Bean has it in transition, in rhythm. Can't get it to go. Lee Hyun-young has it and gives it up. Korea have the tools. Just have to be relentless in how they're going to attack this. Lee. No time on the clock. Kicks it. Deep three is no good. Bean adds the defensive rebound to the stat line. In transition. Breaks the defense down in the lane for two. And you've got to say that the Koreans, after coming out of that zone, making life tough for Anthony Bean. Different team on the floor right now. Young moves it on. The long two off the pick and pop is good. Young with the Lee Seong-young with the two. Last minute of what's been a fascinating first half. Thea puts it on the floor, breaks the defense out. Penetration kick, the open three in the corner is short. And Korea are just dominant on the glass. Hyun-young moves it on. Lee Hyun-young for the three is long. Defensive rebound pulled in. Taeha has a chance to look. Yang can't get it to go. And Korea should, and look like they're going to hold for the last shot of this first quarter. Young comes off the ball screen, backs out. Looks a little separation on it. Inside, outside, the open three is no good, but this is going to be a foul. Contact on the closeout. Frustration for both the player and even more so for the coach. Coach Wiener's not going to be happy with the 20 seconds of defense, the closeout out of control. Tae-young on the free throw line. Chance to go into the end of this first quarter with a 4-point advantage. And at 13-6, that didn't look like it was going to happen. I'm sure someone in the gym heard him call bank. Banks in the free throw. Looked like he meant it. And he did. Knocks down the second. crowd here live every single moment. The passion for basketball here is just phenomenal. Well, 2 for 3 from the line. And Indonesia clean up the mess. The half-court heave is no good. And we reach the end of one. With Korea, after a bit of a shaky start, when they looked at the 1-2-2 zone, really established themselves at the end. 19-15, they have it at the end of the first quarter. Stats-wise, Indonesia started really well, but then started to struggle. If they're going to shoot 29% from the three-point line, it's going to be a very, very long night for them. 0 for 8, though, for Korea. Looking forwards, they've just got to get some more rhythm, and I think most of that was down, entirely down to the poor start defensively. Somebody didn't start poor, Anthony Bing, with 11 of the first 13 points for Indonesia. But once, when they stayed in that zone, he just found pockets and holes in it to pull up in space. But then, well, let's say the prodigal son, Lee Hong-young, got himself going. And with the support of Byung defensively, Korea really did turn it around. The man-to-man pressure was, let's just say, active in the second part of that first quarter. And once your defense picks up, your shots start to drop. Super rhythm on the release for Lee Young-hung. And that leaves us with the 19-15 advantage. Get the courtside, download the app, the courtside 1891 at all the live streams. Highlights, all available on the courtside app. Get it from your normal location to download your apps from. And you'll see the QR code again during the broadcast. So that's the quickest way to get there. Yu, Yang Lee, Ho and Lee on the floor for Korea. The three is no good. They're still 0 for from beyond the arc. This is when Bean gets his minutes on the floor. The tough one in the lane is no good. But there's a gem, an offensive rebound off the glass for 2 is good. That's super work by Julian Charles. Santa Morta, 22-year-old off the bench, has an impact. You really need that. Little pick, short roll. The mid-range 2 is good. Bread and butter Korean basketball. As Lee Seung-hyung gets the 2. Chalice will extend. Open 3 off the screen. Rattles in for 3. And what they really have to do is combine this confidence offensively when Bean is on the floor. And then they have a real shot at this. Spin to the outside. Oh, kicks it. The long 2 on the pick and pop action bears dividends again. And the penetration drags everybody down. More defensive turnover. And they can't control it. I'm with coach on that. Looked like there was a little bit of a hold in the action, but just got a bit messy. Could see why the official wouldn't call it. Guntara peels himself off the floor. Let's take a look. No, there was nothing. A game pace with a different angle. It looked a little bit worse than it was. But what doesn't look bad is this pick and pop action for Korea. And the half-court trap again causes issues. Three-point game, 8:15 in the half remaining. Hirohita will inbound. Jawata gets blocked but stays with the play. That will go to Korea. Chalice pulls himself off the floor. Nice feel to it now. Real intensity at the defensive end. That zone at the beginning was just so passive, and it's allowed Indonesia to start this game really competitively. Again, the pick-pop action creates the separation. They still can't make a three. And Indonesia, without being on the floor, really doing a nice job. Inside out, the open three, bottom of the clock is no good. Korea in transition. Lee on the trowel. And again, the early three. And again, they're coming up empty. Great effort. Super effort to chase it down. Lee wants someone in the block. That's going to be offensive. That's a super job defensively by Abraham. The Grahita didn't try and play him one-on-one, just put his body in there and said, "Really lob me, hold the space." And watch this, Stacey generates the defense, he gets the position. And Grahita puts his body on the line and gets the positive stat for his team. 23-20, fascinating game. Lee Won-seok checks in for the first time. Still only 24. Won-seok. It's his first time with the senior national team. Great opportunity for him. Bean checks back in the game for Indonesia. Gets a little separation. Stops, fires it up from the elbow. Is no good. Hands. And again, Grahita doing a really nice job on the basketball. Foul on the catch against Kosashi. .651 in the half. Pop off the back screen, and O has it. Tries to use the screen, gets a little caught up. Moves it on. Deep three. Again, hits nothing. They're going to have to put this up quick. There's the violation. There's the three-pointer, hit nothing. And the woes from the three-point line still continue for Korea. That makes it 0 for 12. Well, I normally say at this point, statistically, they're bound to start making them sooner or later. And sooner as you're 0 for 12. A team that shot over 30% in the first competition window. Well, Bean turns provider. Super pick action. And Brandon Jawato took it strong. Just opened up for him. Everyone's waiting for Bean to receive the pass, but Brandon Jawato took it strong. You saw the arms coming down, and Jawato shoots under 80% from the free throw line. Also spent some time in the NCAA, Hawaii. It's not a bad place to go to college, is it? 23-22 is the scoreline at the moment. 6:20 remaining in the half. Loving this Indonesian performance. Really hanging tough. Pick and pop action again to the open mid-range shot, and they have just milked that. Yang Han-seok got his feet set, that mid-range step. They're gonna have to find a way of dealing with a pick and pop action. At the moment, Indonesia, it's been so productive for Korea. Better tempo. To the glass for two is good. Ball never stuck. And Yu gets the two to drop. Instant reply going the other way. Rashi, he's really looked a really nice option. A really nice option for this Indonesian team. Yeah, he's an undersized center, but he does what he needs to do. Catch, release, and sooner or later, the lid was going to come off from the three-point line. And Yu Kisang gets the three to drop. 5 points personal for Yu. Wow, Indonesia picking and popping themselves. The long three won't drop. She's not a three-point shooter at all. Well, they just made one. They cannot follow it in. That's a job on the offensive glass by Lee Yong-seok. Just held his position early. And this is what we're talking about. The first three to drop. The work on the offensive glass by Lee Yong-seok. Exceptional. Did his work early. This is what Indonesia need to do if they're going to hang around here. Going to limit second shots. The floater is no good. There's another one. Great work on the glass again by Lee. And the three gives him a maximum reward for the effort. Lee Yong-seok. Bean tries to answer, but it's a tough one. Got to feel a timeout coming for Indonesia now. Super defensive effort that may save the timeout. Behind the back, flip, the open three is good. Jawata with the standstill three. 5 points personal, 5 rebounds, chipping in across the board on the stats line. Spin, the turnaround is no good. Off the front of the ring for Yang. Mid-court foul as Korea thinks it's getting a little too frantic. Bean with the assist. Jawato with the three. Indonesia do take the timeout. The momentum swing is still with Korea. Got to find a way to rebound. It'll be an Indonesian basketball when we come back. Let's take a listen to coach.
Sini, 5 di sini, buka, spin pick and roll, oke, spin pick and roll. Oh nggak, ambil bola aja, biar pinnya di sini, pin, ya, sini, go lari sini, pin here, screen here, run here, get the ball, and then pick and roll with Abraham. Kamu di sini. Let's go, right.
어른들에게 선물하셔도 좋을 것 같아요. 축하드립니다.
Oh, pressure on the sideline. He beats the pressure. Bean has it. Tries to get a little separation, needs a pass. The open three is short. The coach wanted that option. Bayon tries to handle, steps back, goes again, a lot of dribble. The open three off the penetration, they turn that one down. They take the tougher one from the corner. They don't get the drop. In the lane, now one. And Jawato's having a real big impact in this second quarter. Super little move here. Hesitation, stands the defense up a little bit, spins through and slices the gap, takes the contact on the head. And will go to the free throw line. Well, the +7 tells you how impactful he has been. Completes the three-point play and closes it to a three-point advantage. Korea will take the timeout with 3 minutes remaining in the second. And again, the worry for coach will be that everyone on that Indonesian roster is starting to contribute. Bean has taken a third of the shots, but other people are starting to step up now. Let's take a listen.
없어져야지. 그리고 야 있잖아. 여기서 주면 없어져주라고 다음 살이 나오고 여기서 서서 보고 있지 말고 알았지? 그리고 그냥 패싱 게임 한다고 생각하고 보여주란 말이야.
야, 지금 누가 슛 쏘겠지 하고 다 기다리고 있다고. 야, 원석이 패스크린 걸어주고 다 움직여야지. 움직여.
Bayon into the half court, will take the ball screen on a reposition screen, needs a pass. Well, Indonesia with fouls to give, commit their third team foul on the roll. DC Rio picks up the personal. In fact, they called it offensive. Great work by DC Rio. Wato feeling it. Absolutely feeling it right now. Closes it to a 1-point ball game. 2.5 to go in the half. And Indonesia would love to be hanging around at the half of this game. Sut rolls, gets it broken up. Bean has it, has 4 on 2, just has to pick the right option. That'll do. And 1 will go to the free throw line. We're in upset city area now. At the half, Bean gets the 2, will go to the free throw line. Sut was drawn into the foul. Korea in the penalty, 15 points personal, 50% for Bean. Completes the three-point play. Anthony Bean loving life on the Indonesian national team right now. Byong has it. They'll hit the second side. Uchisang gives it, and they skip. The open 3 in the corner is no good. And the ball will go back to Indonesia. Well, they're asking about potentially reviewing it. I'm not sure it's an effective use of a review, but then they're not going to take it. And you heard the official issuing that warning. 2 for 17 for Korea. The 3 off the down screen is good. And Indonesia find it's like shooting into the ocean right now. They just can't miss. The closeout, the step back 3 is the answer. Composure and time, and Yu Kizang knocks down the 3 and settles that Korean ship a little bit. Penetration far side of the ring, broken up, whistle on the play. And Lee, you've got to be a little careful. having had the warning. Let's take a look. There's the little pin down from Bean. And Bean beginning to find ways to help his teammates right now. Deep catch. Tough move on the baseline is good as An Young gets it to go. Powered his way up. We've got a new ball game with a minute remaining in the half. Bean. That's a travel again. It's just where he extends as opposed to crosses over. Doesn't get the ball down soon enough. It's a second turnover for Bean, and that literally on that same spot. Byung skips it. That high post catch, high low, inside, outside. Feet set for the three is no good. Jawato in transition needs a pass. This big time skip. Rio moves it on. And that'll be a blocking foul. Indonesia will go to the free throw line. And Grahita. Who also shoots around 70%, 71% from the free throw line in his pro career. Knocks that one down with some confidence. Two for two. Indonesia should get the ball back, subject to them getting a defensive rebound if the shot is missed. Byung has it, puts it on the floor, left is fouled, and again, Indonesia still have a foul give, so they'll just take them to the sideline, Korea. Still a 5-second differential between possession and game clock. They've gone away from the pick and pop here. Byung for two. More than enough time for Indonesia to get a shot here, though. Super penetration. I don't think anyone else is going to see this one. Bean stops, pops, doesn't get the three to go, and we are tied at the half. Indonesia with a stellar half for them. On the road, here in Gyeong, are tied with Korea at 40 apiece. And lots of good things for Indonesia to focus on. There's confirmation. Korea have tied up the game with Indonesia on the Byung layup, 40 apiece at the halftime. Gonna get a look at those stats at the half, and the stat that jumps out, 16% from three. That is so far under. And they've had a lot of open looks, Korea. 27 to 16 rebounds has kept them in the game. And 14 assists is always a pleasing number. Bean has 16, Jawato, big difference maker, and Gahita all contributed. But Bara, Byung, and Lee lead the scorers for Korea. Going to take a look at the best plays of that first half. That little pick, short roll, or pick and pop action was the most productive offensive option that Korea put on the floor in that first half. Another example. And really struggled from deep. Only the two made threes. But once Jawato found his feel, Open three off the assist from Bean, and then spins in the lane, and was a real factor as the half develops. So you've seen it all, the three from the corner, the penetration, the stop and the pop. And the Hawaii graduate, 2 seasons in Japan, and Brandon Jawato getting it done. And Bean has been exceptional, not just his points, he started to find ways to help his teammates. AC sets the down screen, and the defense so focused on Bean, they don't switch that aggressively, they don't get out to the shooter, and they've just got to make the shot. Cannot believe, going the other way, that Korea are going to shoot as poorly in the second half. Not just about tonight, where they obviously need the win, but big time for them going forward. We'll take a break now, and we'll see you shortly for the second half.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Feel the momentum, swing, Jefferson. Exactly what Jordan needed.
Nice no-look dive to the reverse, and that's a beautiful play. Service, delivery, and Baba adds to his scoring tally. Rakji behind the back, throwing it up to Gyok Chan. Wizardry from Arakji.
And Shinoa finds Washington, goes in, and he misses a layup. Good defense by Kawashima. That's the penetration, what a dive. Oh, baby, are you kidding me? Sugoi, one more time. Well, the pass came from Kawamura.
And Indy will have another 14 seconds. And the dunk and the foul. Prince attacks the basket, Pranav Prince.
Bilal, oh, lovely backdoor cut. Good read though by Ibrahim. Launches out the fast break. Abu Hawaz with the two-hander, but it's batted away. What defense! 6 3-pointer night here for Chinese Taipei. Second one now for Xie. Brownlee, Magadagabi. Good night. Are you kidding me? What a throwdown by Justin Brownlee. Defense now, Demario Mayfield coming up with it. Rocky shot to push as they got numbers, goes up. Oh my goodness, what a rejection.
Ming-Shen, right hand. Rebounded by Hawkinson. Now breaking out with speed to the right hand. Nice tip away from the bucket. Great block, great rejection.
There's the catch, there's the shot, and there's the bucket. What a hit that is. Incredible on the buzzer. Yakchali with the three.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
분들의 아이디 나가고 있거든요. 제스파 손 마사지기 4분 아이디 확인하시고 스타벅스.
Wow, welcome back. Gonna get a look at the top scorer for Indonesia. 16 points. Had a good lick. Let's be really complimentary about the way he has played both on and off the basketball. Started the game really hot, didn't miss. But then he's had to find ways how to help his teammates. So Anthony Bean trying to fill some big shoes, following in the footsteps of Lester Prosper, but it's his teammates that have really stepped up as well as him, but he has been exceptional. Going the other way. The prodigal son returns to the national team, 3 and a bit years break from pulling on the national team jersey. Strokes the basketball, makes the assist, scores around the ring. Wow, this Indonesian roster has done what you need to do. When you're the underdog coming into this type of game, you've got to get the respect of your opponent and of the officials. You know, they've got to look at this as not a predictable game. I know officials will say they never do, but what they've done early in this game, Indonesia, is really competed, and they've got Korea, especially after Korea had that little run where their defense really generated points quickly. They've got Korea to go, hey, this team can play. Now, Bean helps that significantly the way he's played, but across the roster, they've had contributions, and you know, Coach Wiener needs a lot of credit for the way he has dragged this team after a poor first window. And things bode well for this window. This game is obviously balanced at 40 apiece, but it's going to be interesting to see how it breaks out in this third quarter. If they can hang around and get to the end of the third quarter in the game, then anything could happen for Indonesia. Korea, on the other hand, you've got to believe they're going to start making some threes. A team that shoots the three ball really well normally is having one of those days where it's almost as though there's a lid on the ring. Yu leads the scorers with 8 points personal. Well, here is Anthony Bean, 16 points, 2 rebounds. He's had some assists too, and as well as that, he has some of his pit screens off the basketball have really been productive for Indonesia. Now, if that's a little point of emphasis that Coach Wiener has put on the floor, then hats off to him, because it's so simple just to throw your superstar the basketball. But trying to make your superstar not just productive for himself but with his teammates is not always as easy. So this Indonesian team is now a different proposition. So Korea now may have come into this game thinking, well, let's get Indonesia out the way, get the win, and we've got Australia coming into town. We were good against them. Let's see if we can pull off that win. But this has got to get, they've got to take care of business in this second half. Not a lot of empty seats at all in the arena. 6,200 is the capacity here in Yuhyang. You can see those seats behind one of the baskets, but there's a good crowd in here. Evening game, local time. Well, one of the great things for Indonesia is that at one point it looked like Korea was breaking this game open. They had a 9-point lead on a 9-0 scoring run, but responded with a 14-0 run of their own to lead. And that's a really good sign for this Indonesian team. A lot of belief across the roster as they make their way back out onto the floor. So here we go, start of quarter 3. Game is poised at 40 apiece. Grahita will inbound the basketball. He's one of the major reasons that Indonesia are tied here. Bean has it, opens down the lane, gonna draw the really quick reaching foul on Oh Tae-yun. Drops it inside. Grahita moves it on. Jawato, Bean, feet set with time and space, but can't get it to drop. Ball saved, and that will stay with Korea after getting the stop. Ball almost recovered by Indonesia with the quick hands. They need to tick the scoreboard over. They cannot go through another barren spell on the floor. Shin Byeon on Oh and Lee on the floor. Foul on the closeout as Kohashi got himself in a real mess on the closeout. He's going to step out, going to be replaced by Julian Charles, who really did have an impact, the youngster. 22 years old right now. It's going to really frustrate Vincent Kobayashi. He could be important to Indonesia as this game develops. Beyoung steps back for the tough three, way off. Bean takes care of the mess on the glass and cleans it up, has it. Readable. And Korea make a real mess of the 2-on-1 break, and Indonesia go away with it now. And that's a foul, outnumbered 4-on-3. They take the foul. That's 2 quick fouls for Korea at the beginning of this third quarter. Saputera gets into a bit of a mess with the turnover. And then it's just rushed. And Supatera, who got back in the play, comes up with the recovering of the basketball. Supatera lifts, open for three, is good. Jawoto with his feet set, just knocks down the open look. And at some point here, they're going to believe. Great move to the ring, draws contact, and Ho will pick himself up off the floor and go to the free throw line. Until Korea start making perimeter shots, there is no need to chase them off the three-point line. Challenge the shot, yes, but do not want people getting to the ring for easy finishes, and especially for the extra. Makes the first. O was on the roster, one of the 5 players that played in the first competition window. Solid. O Taeyun. Can't get the second to drop. Bean has it and gives it up. This is something else that's really going to help Indonesia if Bean does not have to handle the ball against pressure. Parks himself in the corner as Supatera gets it to him. Bean in the lane, has it blocked. And they're going to recover it again. Turnover to a turnover. Bean is fouled on the closeout. Got to keep your hands out. Beyoung this time just took his hands and slipped it into the cookie jar. Gets caught there, picks up the personal. Here's the block though. Again, the help times really well. And An Young-gun gets the block. Mohamed Gintara checks in. Back cut. Oh, in the lane, the tough one off the glass is good. Rahita again finds a way to contribute. Bean just seals the middle off. Beyoung feet set for three. Sweet as you like. Crowd loved it. Bean moves it on. Oh, again, short roll, foul line jump shot is good for Charles. Well, for a team that struggled to get to 60 points in game day 1 and 2. And one of those was a heavy defeat to Australia, but in a good place at the moment. Shin just drops the three. Lids off the three-point shot. Ties it at 47. Bean, feet set, off the screen, doesn't get it to go. Great effort to get a hand up on it. Beyoung leads the break. And Korea are going to pick up the offensive foul. Get a replay of Beyoung. And An Young, as we get a replay of that last three, just fouled in transition, and she loved it. She loved that free. Crowd shocked in the first half with the poor stat from the three-point line. Really warmed into that. Jawato, just a short break on the bench, straight back into the action. Tita, little head and shoulder fake, gets to the lane, is blocked, gets his own rebound. Gelato is short with a 3. Bean on the glass for 2. Find ways to contribute, and Anthony Bean is definitely doing that. Oh, outside. Bean on the catch is fouled and will go to the free throw line, I think. Did a great job on the catch. Play off the catch, don't give the defense a chance to reset. Beon Young will go to the free throw line. Just under 70% across the Korean League season so far as he banks yet another one. And we've got to get another tie at 49 apiece. Just over 6 to go in the third. Lee Hyun-young checks in. So much interest in him coming back to the national team. Bean moves it on. Supatera in the lane. Oh, great pass. The whole of Indonesia would have gone up if that had dropped. As Guntera will pick himself up and go to the free throw line. He had nowhere to go, finds a pass, and attacked the long closeout, draw the contact, pick yourself up off the floor, Mohamed Guntara, and he'll go to the free throw line. Bayon sits down. As Guntera makes the first of the throws. Playing with the Pelita Jays club in Indonesia. This is 7 pro seasons already. Skip. Attack the closeout, ball's knocked away, comes off the leg. And Young had the open look, decided to put it on the floor. And Indonesia have yet another opportunity to tick the scoreboard over, increase the 1-point lead, and add a little bit more doubt into the Korean mind. Guntara needs a pass. Bean comes and lifts. Chalice with a ball screen. Bean comes off it. Chalice rolls. Now he's got a match up he should be able to separate from. Gets to the lane. Off the glass for 2. Exploited the quickness. Had the mismatch after the switch on the screen and just finished beautifully. Almost broken up. Towed the line for 2 is no good. Bean can't get it. The 3 is short. Bean's going to grab that one. And you couldn't get it to drop, and Bean pushes. A lot of separation, a lot of space. Looks the 3 up and knocks it down. Timeout Korea. And Indonesia have had a spell here that's opened up a 6-point lead. 4:41 to go in the third, and Korea have to stop this momentum swing. There's the replay of where he had the mismatches. Lee Seong-young had switched out, and then he finds himself in acres of space and just nails the 3. Bean getting it done. Let's take a listen to this Korean timeout.
네가 앞두고 너무 뒤고 그리고 이제는 앞선의 투맨 게임을 좀 스위치하자. 스위치 야 내가 볼 때는 괜찮아. 스위치. 어? 네. 그리고 더 활발하게 괜찮아. 활발하게 움직여. 활발하게. 움직여야지.
Wow, 6 from 11, 2 for 5. Turnovers for Korea, most of those turnovers have been off turnovers. So the opportunity where they should have got the turnover and got points, they've turned it back over in a really messy way. Have not rewarded the defensive effort. Anthony Bean in the third quarter has just been exceptional. Moon has it, needs a pass. Shin is the man who steps out. The tough lean back is no good, and Bean is all over the glass. That's his 7th rebound. Now Watto can't get it to go. Chalice can't get it to go. Bean ends up with it, puts it on the floor, gets the little separation, takes the tough 2, doesn't get it to go. It's a mess out there, but the mess is cleared up. Super work by Yu to clear the rebound. Thinks about the 3, moves it on. All right, opens up, inside, outside, line up the long, deep 3 is no good. And Indonesia just working so much harder on the glass. Defensive rebound pulled in by Gantala. 3.5 to go in 3. And Korea go back to the zone. The top 2 is no good. Poor decision. Yu leads the break, gives it up. Should be an easy 2, is an easy 2. Lee Seung-young gets out on the break, finishes the play. Indonesia will take the timeout. It got really messy. Coach Wiener is going to talk it through. As much as anything else, it gets Anthony Bean a blow without taking him out. With a 4-point game, 55-51. Just over 3 to go in 3. Let's take a listen.
계속 열리는 원 부탁드릴게요. 자, 천천히 역전의 길로 가고 있는 느낌이에요. 여러분께 목소리 박수 모아주시기 바라겠습니다. 다 같이
Important coming out of the timeout. Get something you want. Run whatever you need to run to create the open look. Inside, outside penetration and kick. Subotero gives it up. Grahita can't get it to drop and hits nothing. Now, it was very poor at the beginning of the game, the Korean zone, but much more aggressive and extended on that possession. Just under 3 to go in the third. Korea will move it on. You're going to have to open it out of the corner. Lee Seung-young has it. Needs a pass. Yu with the deep 3 is sweet as you like. Yu Ki-sung for 3. 1-point game. Had a little bit too much time in rhythm. Again, the really extended 3-2 zone. They move it on and overload it. They take the open 3 and fill it up. Sapudela. Get it over and underneath those top 3 on that zone. Find some space. That's his first 3. Lee can't get it to drop. Rebound, great effort. Super effort on the glass by Lee Won-seok. 1 for 5 from Supetela. He gets Indonesia ticking it over. Great roll, easy two. Then he one shot. Everybody switched and no one talked. Well, there's a stat that we talked about. Ball's knocked out, we'll stay with Indonesia. Indonesia averaging 53 points a game in the first two Asia Cup qualifiers, already have 58. And that's not just about Anthony Bean. Big part of that is Anthony Bean, but he is getting some contributions off this roster. Supetela in the lane, nice pass, tough finish. Off the glass for two for Wiguana. Penetration kick, inside out, extra pass. Again, the attack to close out down the gutter. The defense for two. Moon gets the two. Great ball movement by Korea. We got a ball game. Turnover. Now they've got to turn those turnovers into points. And Bean almost had the steal. Cannot throw the ball from one third of the floor to the other side of the floor in front of the defense. It's just asking for the defense to step out. 2-point game, last minute of the third. They'll pop off the back screen. Moon steps in for the three, is short. Ball drops into the hands of Yuda Supetela. Inside, outside, the open three in transition is good. And Glahita continues to impress. Feet set, off the pick is short. Again, the three-point shot not being the answer for Korea. Whoa, the little floater of a teardrop comes up short. 3-on-3 in the transition. That's going to be an offensive foul. Lee Young-suk had options, but decided to take it down the middle. Feet set, straight on the chest. That's a great stand. Body on the line. And again, Korea failed to turn defensive stops into points. 5-point game, and Indonesia will hold for the last shot. And they managed to increase the lead with Bean on the bench. Step back, step through, off the glass. Well, they had the wide open look at it, couldn't get it to go. The three-quarter shot is no good. And at the end of three, Indonesia, a quarter of a way from an upset here, have the lead. A 5-point advantage. There's the confirmation, 63-58 on the road here in Korea. A team that only averages 53 points a game in these qualifiers has a chance, has an opportunity. Can they deliver it? Here's the stats. Korea still at 21%, an impressive 41% from Indonesia. More impressive in some ways, 42% from two. They have struggled from the 2-point line in the first games of these qualifiers. Let's take a look at the best plays of the third quarter, of which there were many. Jowato started the third quarter as he had finished the half. When Byung's three went in, you thought, hey, and it's quickly followed in by another three. You think that Korea thought that their woes from the three-point line were behind them, but they absolutely were not. Their biggest issue, as we get a look at these best plays, was they just could not turn their defensive stops into points. multiple turnovers off of their turnovers. Meant that they just did not make Indonesia suffer for a turnover. They really did kept giving them the ball back. And that leaves us with a 63-58 scoreline. Courtside 1891 app. There's the QR code. Download it. It's going to be up at various points of the broadcast. Just check out that app. If you want to see any of the actions from anywhere in the world, download it. Here we go, the fourth quarter. Korea will have the basketball. And Ballin restored to the floor. Weave into the ball screen and turn that down. Lee Hyun-young is fouled as he came off the screen. Pandu Waguna picks up the personal. Leon gets a little separation, moves it on. Far side of the ring, great move to the glass, easy work on the offensive boards by Lee Won-seok. Whistle on the play as Rahita breaks the defense down, gets to the far side of the ring. He'll go to the free throw line. That look tells you everything about where Korea find themselves here. This was supposed to be the first game where they played well, got the win, got themselves ready to play Australia. They are now in a dogfight of a game. Indonesia with a 64-60 lead with this to come. And Grahita continues the impressive free throw performance for Indonesia. 12 from 13 on the game. Another misses. Indonesia have a chance to increase the lead again. There's the midcourt foul to stop the transition. Does break the flow of the game. We're almost back to where we were on that court. Bean has it. Breaks it down, gets to the foul line. Steps back, leans back, can't get it to go. That's a tremendous work on the glass. I think he's hurt his ankle, his shoes come off. Waguna. Pandu Waguna. That's all you can ask. People, players coming off the bench, making a contribution, doing what they can do to really help the cause, and that's exactly what Waguna has done since he's been in the game. Indonesia wanting to get the win here, they're going to have to keep it ticking over. They can spend some more time with the ball and try and shorten this fourth quarter, but they've got to keep it ticking over. Bean, tough one, doesn't get it to drop. I'm not sure if that's the answer. Foul in transition. And again, Isurio knew exactly what he was doing, had to stop the transition. They were outnumbered. Five-point game. Yu has it. The tempo dropping. The open three, giving him all the space in the world. Doesn't get it to drop. Great work. Super, super, super work. Moon kept it alive. Yu picks up the loose ball, gets fouled, will go to the free throw line, and Yu Kisong draws the contact. You've just got to come up with plays. If you're going to have upset wins, you have to come up with the effort plays. Yu Kisong back to banking his free throws, makes the first. Indonesia into the half court. Again, they park Bean in the corner. It's almost like playing 4-on-4 because they create that space and the option was there. They're going to call the touch. Official in an ideal spot to see the deflection. I think they're going to go coach review on this. So Korea believe there was no touch, so they will have the coach review. Just to remind you, while the referees are getting to the video, there is only one allowed each coach, regardless of whether they get this right or wrong. Referees aren't mic'd up, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to talk you through it. There's the touch that the referee saw. And does that get touched again? I'm not actually sure that... let's have a look. See the ball's rotation is unchanged. So I think the referee... This is what you would hear the referee saying, who touched it last? And they're saying 33, like White touched it last, but did Laguna touch it? It's not very conclusive. If it's inconclusive, they'll stay with the original decision. So inconclusive, so they have to stay with the original decision. 8 seconds. Wide open for the three. Glehita can't get it to drop. Super work on the glass. But they have done a good job rebounding Korea. Nice long look, great catch, great finish. Super look. Lee Seung-young just held his space and said, give me the ball. Nice pass. Yu Kisong with the assist. Early three is good. Oh, whoa, whoa. Glehita knocks it down. Oh, there's an eerie quietness in the gym. Baeyong needs a pass, finds a pass. The deep three is a long way, but knocked it down. Lee Seung-young. You can hear the crowd just calling his name. Bean attacks the ring in traffic, has it knocked away, turns it over again. You're going to have to think about how to manage his physical condition here. Might need a timeout just to give him a blow. Baeyong outside, chance for Korea to retake the lead. 6 seconds on the possession. They settle for the deep three, fill it up, put it in the book. And Young knocks down the three. Korea back in front, 70-68. Timeout for Indonesia. Back-to-back threes for Korea. And is the three-point nightmare over as they lead this 70-68? Timeout for Indonesia. It's like the energy has slowly drained from Indonesia. They're a step off. They've offered the wide open three, and sooner or later, they are going to start to have them drop. just got to restore as much energy as possible, let alone what they're going to run with the basketball. It's a 12-5 start. To the fourth quarter for the home country. And there was that eerie sort of quietness in the gym. Forget that right now. Lee Hyung-young ignited the crowd with the three. And An Young-yoon fed off the emotion, knocked down the three. 4-point deficit turned into a 2-point lead. This is the time where they're going to try and get some rest into Bean. Super Terra goes inside. Chalice fumbled it. They need to try and shorten this period with Anthony Bean on the floor. Korea have it. High ball screen. Beon needs a pass, finds one. Open three, same spot. And they can't get it to drop. They work on the glass. Lee Hyung-young again. Sharp end of the game, putting up numbers. And Indonesia turn it over, surely. Bean has to come back right now. But they've been here before in this game, down by as many as 9. And Lee Hyung-young back with the national team, comes up with the double-double. You can see the headline writer right now drawing up that one. Turnover, nowhere to go. Bean back in the game, in the lane for 2, blows the layup. Korea the other way, 3 on 2. Super pass, super finish. And Lee Woo-suk with the 2 will go to the free throw line for the extra. This is where the belief on that Indonesia bench is going to be tested. Lee Woo-suk on the free throw line to make this a 7-point game with 5:50 remaining in the fourth. How do they get the easy look? Jawato takes the tough one in the corner and takes it early. Shots they want, not shots they're given, is where they need to be, Indonesia. At the moment, Korea getting what they want. And the biggest deal they've been getting is touches on the offensive boards. Couldn't deliver on that one. Sutela knocks it down for 3. Breathes the life back into Indonesia. Still an eternity to go in the game. Well, the officials are going to call this offensive. No words needed. And picks up his 4th foul. That's An Young-young. That's a big situation for Korea. Both teams in the penalty. Both teams carrying some foul trouble across the roster. Wingunes check back in. Chalice will hand it off to Bean. Bean separates, is blocked. Yeah, they're going to call that. I'm not sure how much of a contact there was. I wouldn't mind looking at it again. There was definitely contact by Bean as he tried to recover the basketball. Ho Tae-yeon. Let's have a look. He really does a great job recovering, but Bean loses it on the way up. Not sure where he really hit him. Let's take a look. So he loses it on the way up. Eyes on the basketball. That's not a great look. The referees are going to check it with, as I say, apologies, we don't have him mic'd up as normal. They're reviewing the call. I suppose it comes down to, did they think that there was any intent in the movement? There was contact with the flailing arm as he spun back to.
인도네시아의 88번 앤토니 빈 주니어 선수에게 퍼스널 파울이 일단 선언이 됐고요.
The coach is saying he was just, his arms were being thrown back in his attempt to recover the turn and recover the basketball. It's whether they've, and it's been called an unsportsmanlike foul. So the action that you saw with the contact to the face, the referees have considered that to be worthy of the unsportsmanlike foul. You can see why. Tough call for the official to make that because you're not really quite sure what the intent of Anthony Bean was. Most important, in many ways, most importantly, the defensive play to challenge the shot was incredibly good. And Beon banks in the free throw. Ho Tae-yeon, he'll want to get back in the game if he possibly can. Needs a pass. Super pressure in the passing lane. Stop, the catch, the release is no good. Defensive rebound as Super Taylor's three is off. Korea with a chance to increase the lead here. Attack the closeout in the lane. Great work by Indonesia to take away the open looks. Still plenty of time, 10 on the possession. Beon needs a pass, he goes lob into the inside, knocked away. The open three is no good. Offensive rebound is knocked away, but the ball will stay with Korea as Lee Woo-suk had two hands on that one. But Ho Tae-yeon is back in. Inside out, wide open for the three is good. And Young with his feet set all day and most of tomorrow night to let go of that one. Makes this, I think that was given a three. Makes that a 7-point game or a 6-point game. Out of bounds, another turnover. And the wheels, are they finally coming off the Indonesian wagon? Plenty of time left in the game. That's clearly a three. Big possession and they come up with a stop. Again, indecision on the offensive end for Korea. They have the 9-point lead. think it's a 7-point lead, but check that for you. Rahita gives it up. Charlie's outside. Nice flare for the open three is good. And again, being involved in the screen. And Saputera has had a half a basketball here. 6-point game. Graphic, a little slow to tick over. Three going the other way, is way short. That's going to go out of bounds. The score is now correct, 80-74 on your graphic. Last 3 minutes. Have Indonesia got one more run, or are Korea going to manage this one out? Chalice outside. Bean will come off the screen. Breaks it down. Clearly wants to put this one up. Looks to turn the corner, down the lane, gets in deep. Off the glass for two is good. And Korea will take the timeout. You can see the frustration with Anthony Bean. Feels he should have got the call. But I think the referee's done a super job in a pretty intense game. At times it's been messy. It's always been more difficult when you're in that situation. Let's take a look. Really seeing what Bean wants. Might see it more from here. Well, there you see the slap down. Gets hit. Yeah, you got to think that Bean. Got to be careful here, though. There's obvious dismay at the lack of a call. Doesn't need a technical. So 2:35. Korean timeout, 4-point game. That's not a surprise statistically. 33 points off the Korean bench. They really are very interchangeable. Whereas there's a big drop off when Bean sits down in particular. Interesting, with 2:35 remaining in the fourth, will Korea try and shorten this 2:35, spend some time with the basketball? Or will they just play this out? I would expect them to try to take time out of the game and get a shot that they really want in the half court. And has it, turns the corner in the lane, goes up the tough one, draws the contact, will go to the free throw line. And Young Bean struggling to believe it. He'll peel himself off the floor. He's got 2:18. Can he carry his adopted country over the line here? That's called a hometown roll. As Young gets the first to drop. He loved attention. 2 from 2 from the line. 2-possession game. 2:15 remain. Bean has it. Gets separation. Is fouled as he tried to, well, they're going to get no, just a 14-second reset. You see the play. Drew the double team, looked to make the pass. Bean has it. Turn the corner. Open for three is long. Had a great look at it. then why wouldn't you give Sutera the shot? Korea trying to manage this one to get over the line. Back cut, easy to. That man again, Lee Young. Nice pass. He got a beautiful pass by Lee Young. Is fouled on the penetration. Anthony Bean will go to the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus. Took a long time to draw the foul though. Took 13 seconds off the clock. Well, they've only missed one free throw the whole game, Indonesia. Bean makes the first. Stopping the score would make this very, very interesting. 26 points personal before this free throw for Bean. Six-point game. Indonesia up the floor. And has it. Got to get it over. Just about beats the 8 count. Great cut, super cut, timing, wait for the defense to react. Lee Young Sung then just slipped it, but you still got to make the pass. Super, super pass. Open three for Bean is no good. Is that it? 8-point game. Lee Young Suk turns it over. Light at the end of the tunnel, perhaps. Bean puts it on the floor. Sticks it to the corner. They turn down some open looks here. They haven't got time. Supatera breaks it to the ring. Drops it inside for 2. They blow the layup. Chalice can't complete it. And that looks like it'll definitely be it. Oh, has it. The crowd stand on their feet. Korea have been stretched, have been pushed, have been challenged. They throw up the shot to avoid the 24-second. Indonesia pull it in, and that'll do it. What a superb performance by Indonesia, but what a strong, resilient Korea came to play in the second half, came to play in the fourth. Did what they needed to do to get the win, to line up the clash of Australia. A lot of positives. We said at the beginning of the game that Indonesia had to get out of Korea with a positive performance. They did more than that. They had a real shot at winning the game. There's the final score. Korea finally win it, 86-78. Super fourth quarter performance by the Koreans. They go to 2-1 and set up what would probably be a group deciding tie against Australia. Indonesia, even though they're 0-3, you'd expect them to be facing Thailand in a few days' time to try and give them a chance of the third place in the group. Here's the stats. 9 from 37 from Korea is a worrying stat. That is not going to get it done against the better teams. Super performance by Indonesia across the game, but 51-30 on the glass. Game-defining stat. Bayon led the scorers for Korea with 13. Super performance. Gahita with 15 and Jawato with 13 got into double digits to give support to Bean. And that's a solid performance by Indonesia. But Korea had too many guns, as we're going to see in the best plays of the fourth quarter. Now, rebounds were the decisive number, especially at the offensive end. And even though their three-point shooting across the game was poor, they made some big threes in the fourth. But when they missed the three, they found a way to get the offensive rebounds. Double-double for Lee Hung-young on his return to the national team. Five Korean players got into double digits. They shared the load. All 12 saw floor time. And that pass and that cut iced the game. Just a tremendous performance in the fourth quarter by Korea. Gonna get a look at the group standings after that game. And Korea go to 2-1. Australia and Thailand will play later today. That'll be a tough ask for Thailand, but Australia will need to get the win to set up that game against Korea later in this window. Indonesia, it's 0-3, but a much more positive Indonesia than where they were before that game. They will set up a game against Thailand that will probably decide who finishes third, and will that be one of the best third-place teams to qualify after the final window. It's been a tremendous game here in Guyang. So we'll leave you now. And what a great start to the window. We'll see you for more action across all of the qualifiers over the rest of this window. But from Guyang, it's bye for now.
야, 들어오시면 일어나, 들어오시면. 야, 지금 신발 끄고 해. 신발 끄고 해.